Greetings, humans. I'm Andy.
And I'm George.
And this is Couscous.
And welcome back to the Windmill Full of Corpses.
This title is confusing.
It is confusing.
Because last time I checked, widow meant that the husband's the one who died. But if you're fossilized, doesn't also mean you're dead, but also that it happened a long time ago. So how can you still be a widow?
I'm not gonna try to solve that logical puzzle inconsistency, because Blackbriar is not about logical puzzles. It's about the feels and the stories and the really creepy, sinister romance. And this is the Fossilized Widow, which I think is the third song from the upcoming album, 1,000 Little Deaths. And by third song, we mean third release single, not track 3. Yes, we don't know track what it is. I mean, no.
Ooh. Yo! I think that might be my favorite thing from Blackbriar we ever checked out on camera.
I don't know if it's my favorite musically, because they had some real bangers on The Cause of Shipwreck, like Deadly Diminuendo, for example.
We did check that out on camera, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Back when we started the channel, where our videos were bad.
So I don't know if it's like my favorite song, but combined with the video, it's definitely the best first experience I've had with this band. Do you have thoughts?
I'm confused about the video narrative.
I'm not.
You're not?
No.
You got what happened?
Yes.
She had a Ouija board. She had a Luigi board.
Okay.
Can you burn a Luigi board?
The Ouija board is the one part that I haven't figured out, but here's my take. So the guys show up, and I think they're kind of like Ghostbusters or something. And I'm gonna guess she's a ghost of a widow.
Oh.
Because she's narrating about how I don't remember the wording, but she seems to tell the story of how she was left alone and frozen in time. And at the same time, she's like always sitting there. Her hand always in the same position, can't get up. So she's like frozen in the position in which she died.
Oh.
And I think her spirit is like haunting the house, and people who walk in feel her pain. That's why they start crying too.
Really?
That's what I thought is happening.
Huh.
And then, because, the closer they get and when they find her, they all start crying too. And I also thought the most impacting part of the narrative was her acting, because she's like crying, but she's also got this diabolical laughter.
Yeah.
So it's like pain that turns you evil.
Yeah.
And it's like you have those two sides of her, and at the end of the video, they kind of, in her acting, those two kind of overlap, because she starts kind of evil laughing, but you can feel some despair coming out of her while she's doing that too.
Yeah, and there was actually some scream distortion in the vocals, which I don't think she's ever done that, but it was put to the background. Yeah. So I can't tell exactly what she was doing and how it's placed in the mix. It just amplifies the ghostly aesthetic. The part that got me confused was the frame in the basement where they found a dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, my theory back then would be that she's with the Ouija board, sort of trying to get in contact with the bloke she lost, because widow, right? And she ends up summoning the bloke, and they find him. That's what I thought was happening. But then that frame didn't really go anywhere, and then they went and found her. So maybe they're both dead.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but either way, the acting and the emotional tone of this, I thought, was considerably more dramatic than we typically get from Blackbriar.
Yeah.
Because they do pretty sinister things, but they do them more symbolically and very aesthetically, and this one was kind of more visceral.
Yeah.
Just really got that shit out.
It was less of a creepy-fied romance story and more of a romanticized horror story.
Yes. Like the horror is at the forefront and the romance is backing it up, as opposed to the other way around.
The sort of lighting and weather and scenery in the video also sets that mood as well, because it's a lot more dark and gray and bleak and, like Dutch weather usually is.
Yeah, and I really like music and lyrics that can be descriptive of like a place or an image of a situation, because she was saying, I think, something about like spiders crawling and spider webs gathering and dust gathering and stuff
and then you've got like a haunted mansion sort of setting. So
and just kind of this dim gray light coming through and everything a lot darker. So it's just really, really expressive.
Rhythm section was a lot more choppy than what I'm used to for them. It was still in the same style, but I feel like it had more cuts. You do that more and you just add an extra not an extra bar. What's the word I'm looking for? Instead of making it 4/4, you make it 5/4 and you got prog. Like, it really had that aesthetic of like you could go Caligula's horse on the slices and stuff.
I think that's a stretch.
I didn't say it was Caligula's horse. I said it could go that way.
I think that's still a stretch.
You're allowed to be wrong.
I'm allowed to be wrong. That doesn't mean I am wrong. It just means that I'm allowed to.
Also, the chorus was more epic and evil.
That's how choruses are supposed to be.
We like.
But yeah, I do get you that the music was a bit more intense overall too. I think that's it.
Are we done here?
No.
So if you enjoyed this reaction, we greatly appreciate the likes and shares. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe with bells on.
Thank you very much for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed your stay, and we'd love to see you back at the Windmill very soon.
Corpses out.